We were talking earlier about the Michigan State win over Kentucky. Has a player gone from being one thing to another? Is the Delta maybe potentially the greatest ever with Mady Sissoko?
It is, in my memory, that's the for a Michigan State player, that feels like the greatest growth from one year to the next that I've ever seen. We've seen big movement, but I mean it's 2 games, right?
Yep.
But this guy looks like an absolute force out there. I mean, he looks like Jalen Duren. The plays he's making.
He got in the vicinity of the rim, and he threw down a dunk that hit the ground so fast and then seemed to rocket up like above the backboard. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just brought up in his 2 years, he's been very consistent. His first year at Michigan State, he averaged in 5.4 minutes a game, he averaged 1.1 points per game. His second year in 4.5 minutes, so his minutes went down, he averaged 1.1 points per game. And he averaged 1.3 defensive rebounds his freshman year, 0.7 defensive rebounds, 1.8 total rebounds, 1.0 total rebounds, no assists. I don't know what all the fuss is about. He hasn't even made a three-pointer yet. No, but he looks like a different player.
Physically, he's huge.
Now, Tyson Walker's had the ball in his hands at the end of regulation twice in overtime, and
maybe don't shoot so much.
0 for 3 in those situations.
Look, he's a very valuable player for that team.
Without a doubt.
But maybe somebody else can shoot at the end of the game when the game's on the line. I'll agree with that.
Well, I mean, Izzo's chalkboard, I think the difference between what Izzo's team does offensively and what Calipari's team does offensively is night and day.
Izzo afterwards was praising his assistants for drawing up the plays, for drawing up the out of bounds plays. They were fantastic plays. Whoever you want to give credit to, give the credit to him, because I mean, it was the end of the first overtime. There was that lead pass. It was almost like a football pass, led the receiver, and then he finds the open Malik Hall, who makes the move. The guy falls down, and he dunks it with 1.3 to go to send it to a second overtime. It was just fantastic. Great game to watch.
248-539-9797. We'll get to more of your phone calls and feedback. You want to continue talking about Michigan State's win last night over Kentucky.
Well, and Michigan plays Pitt tonight, right?
Yep. They don't have quite the schedule Michigan State has. There are some interesting games. And this is one of them. Jeff Capel, remember him?
Yeah, he was
a coach at Pitt.
Duke guard.
And coming up, they play Virginia. They also play Kentucky, and they play number 1 North Carolina.
Oh, Virginia.